Well, this isn't much of a story. On an armed bank post today, standing outside looking through the door at the bank teller line. That's what we do. We stand there, open doors for people, make little reports, make sure nothing's happening at the other door. Manager actually asked me to do something, which is rare. Like once a month, the managers will. I mean, maybe like every day you'll say a couple things. It's the same thing every day. Like we're there because with someone there, things just don't happen. Like that's the thing. Nothing's supposed to happen. So all day you're at a job post ready for something to happen so that nothing happens. It's kind of a stoic thing being an armed bank protection officer, but manager asked me to help her ask someone to leave, which is like it's right on the line of what we do. We do it though, and so the guy was vaping in the bank, and they asked him a couple times, and then she just was fed up with it. So I went in there. I mean, I have a 40 caliber pistol on my side in the holster. There's nothing about the weapon going on though. Like approaching people, kind of approach like, "Hey, bank managers want you to leave the building," and then he goes, "What? Who?" The bank managers. They just asked me to ask you to go, and that was it. Like I didn't say anything to him about, "Hey, if you don't leave, we have to call the police and they have to trespass you." Try to say as little as possible in these situations. Just say the thing, be firm but fair, be calm. We're not supposed to be condescending. There's ways um, to insult people with like the look on your face. Like I don't know. We do actually read about microaggressions in our different security and management trainings, different businesses I've worked at. Like being an assistant manager at a gas station and being a security guard, there's a lot of the same things. I mean, you just kind of greeting people and being not overly conversational, but being friendly, welcoming people in, makes them feel like they don't want to violate across the barrier of hospitality and being a part of the group of people who are in the building. It cuts down thefts at gas stations, and I mean, I don't know what it avoids, but greeting the guy when he came in, I greeted him. I actually did take note of the music he was listening to. It kind of was like a little eerie. And he goes, it was this lyric. It goes, "I'm a God fearing man, but I'm evil, bro." I'm like, what? Okay. And he went inside, and then that was it. He was just like, probably bothered by some financial transaction. People have a lot of things going on when they have to go to the bank, and then a lot of people go to the bank all the time. So he just left, and we didn't have to call the police. I've had to call the police with the managers before. That's usually the crazy homeless people. I mean, we don't call them crazy, like to their faces. And maybe they're not, but they are. It's them against the world, so they'll like oppose your request to leave or whatever. I don't know what I'd do if I had no place to go other than there. So one guy came into the bank and sat down on a chair that he brought with his shopping cart and plugged his laptop in and his phone in. And he just sat there as long as he could until the police came to charge up his electronic devices. And then they escorted him out and read him the admonition. And he started to walk away past me. And then they went inside. As soon as they closed the door, he flipped me off to my face with two really straight middle fingers, like clenched. The other fingers clenched, and the fingers up, like just like really pronounced. Like I get it, just trying to like get as much difference between the clenched finger and the up finger. Like, yo, it was an intense moment. Intense moments in security guarding. my response was, "Have a nice day, sir." Like it was very intense. That's the whole thing. I just kind of walked behind the guy, like 30 feet behind him. Not people have a bubble, and you can kind of tell where you get to, and they're always different. It's when they start to turn or get a little agitated. If they keep going, you can just kind of stay right there at that bubble, and I usually leave situations. Um, that was it though. Has like the big doing something while having a sidearm and keeping everybody calm. Because if someone's being really erratic, like we're not supposed to get very close to people. Like 6 feet, 30 feet, 20 feet is better. 20 feet is better, and to just like there's little body language. They show these little cartoons of body language, like it's like down by your waist though, like hey, no, like we don't need to escalate. We can just keep our voices down. I don't know. It's not the way I was when things would happen when I did not have a sidearm, different jobs. I think those situations when someone yells, my instinct was always to yell a little louder, like oh I can yell louder than you, definitely. Like, well, with a gun it's different. Like I feel like I don't want to be any type of way where they're gonna say, oh, this guy threatened me. He was threatening by being so loud and aggressive, and he had a gun. I didn't know what was gonna happen, and like sues the business I work for. That's really all I think about. I'm like, I don't want a lawsuit. I have a paycheck and I have things I pay for, and I don't want to lose my ability to do that. I'm working on my business startup, and so that's it. And he left. It's like, wow, I actually got to do something different rather than just like. I mean, it is cool. What else I do all day? Opening the door for bank customers and hearing different things. They tell me little things about life situations. It's cool. It's kind of the better part of everything because you know how it's supposed to be when everything's hunky dory, and then when something's out of normal. The guy did have a different vibe. He was bothered. You can tell when someone's bothered usually. Um, I had to stay another time. This girl wanted the police to show up so she could make a report about what she said the manager was saying, but it was something at corporate where some closed account was getting investigated. They were just like the police showed up and said, "What, miss? This isn't what we do. We don't write reports for people so that they can make lawsuits. Like, there's nothing going on here. You just do have to leave after this." And so, I don't know if they gave her any type of written documentation that the manager was saying that we can't give you any money. Like that's what corporate's saying. That's what the manager's saying, and then that's it. Like I don't know. It's all just the law of trespass, and then managers just wanting to be calm. So it is different, though. People feel different because it's their money. It is a different bank license, and then having armed guards. People are usually more appropriate. Like every once in a while, someone does something even weirder. Like one lady went in there with her huge bottle of butane. That was a weird one. And then the manager and I were talking. He said, "Yeah, I've seen her off and on over the years. She'll clean up, and then she'll be all like crack style, like strung out. She just goes up and down." That's a sad thing when it's like someone's been working there 10 years and they've seen this same customer come in and just be back and forth. So, yep. Dan Daly was a bank security guard. I'm a bank security guard. I didn't get to put down the Boxer Rebellion. Nope. Nope. I got in a little sui generis conflict myself with a guy, and they decided to ask me to leave the Marine Corps, so I did. No one was even injured. It was crazy. I don't know. I was injured. I was bleeding from my hand. Just got too excited one night. That was it. Woo! Christmas break from substitute teaching too, because I was in the reserves. Get in a scuffle with a guy after drinking Jägermeister. So dumb. At least I get to be a decent bank security guard, right? Oh, also, look at these. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. skatethroughlife.com. Wait, here. You can hardly see him. Let's see. Bam. See what it says? All left and right. It's like the buttons on the actual game. Yep. Sticking with the simplicity of it.